Happy Thursday, everyone.
Hello. Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Hey.
Happy new month. Happy May. I hope your Mays are going well so far.
Yeah, we in there.
We in? Perfect. All right. So welcome back for another Self-Care for Black Girls podcast. Is this a podcast, guys?
It is right in this moment. Look, it is this moment. It's whatever you want it to be.
Seriously. Today we're back with another topic. We're going to be exploring the biopsychosocial and spiritual model as it relates to our mental health and our well-being. So the first thing that we're going to start with is, or actually before we even get into that, I first want to acknowledge the awareness days and weeks that are in May. First is Nurse Appreciation, National Nurse Week.
Yeah.
Right, which is, my documents.
It's passed last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just last week. Why am I?
Happy Nurse Week last week.
Yeah.
So appreciated.
Seriously, shout out to our nurses. I believe it was from May 6th to 12th. And it's celebrated every year, and it's just a week for nurses to acknowledge themselves, to be celebrated, and for us who have loved ones who are nurses, just kind of giving them that extra care and pampering.
Absolutely, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm. And then there was also Teacher Appreciation Week and Teacher Appreciation Day, which fall on the first full week of May, May 5th to May 9th this year. I didn't know that was a thing, but my friend is a teacher, and she was like going all out. So.
It is a thing. Mm-hmm. My principal was saying that. One of my clients is a principal, and she was saying that. I was like, oh, okay, because you had something to go back to, and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
And then that got me to Google Therapist Appreciation Day, and apparently it was May 12th. So
Did you appreciate your therapist? I'm going to call all my clients and be like, wait a second.
Seriously.
Where is the love? How?
It was my day.
I didn't even know. Oh, like, are you serious? They definitely didn't tell us about it.
Exactly.
I didn't get the therapist memo, and I get it like the 12th. Okay, so next year we got to make sure we remember to celebrate even therapists in our own lives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's funny.
Mm-hmm. I was like,
so nurses, teachers, therapists, we appreciate y'all.
We do.
Yes.
Yeah. And of course, in honor of May being Mental Health Awareness Month, we'll be talking about the ways to incorporate the biopsychosocial spiritual model to our mental health and wellness routines. So the first question for us and also for viewers that are watching to type in the chat is, how is your mental today? I know.
Lord, I am the worst. I am throw me down on the floor and cry me a river kind of day. Well, it is true though. Like, all of us have different emotions, and I'm also the person who believes in feeling what you feel. So I am probably not my best. I'm emotional, disappointed, a little upset and angry. However, I'm here. So yeah. So I'll start. I guess I start answering.
Yeah. That's real though.
So yeah, I don't really have any positive emotions today right now.
Yeah.
I guess in some of them I am hopeful, because I also am faithful in the fact that I think that even this disappointment is for a reason now versus a larger disappointment later. So I'm faithful in that sense, and that hope is still there. So.
And you've kind of just touched on even the key components. I mean, the mental, the spiritual you've spoken about. How about when it comes to even like social life and even just like physical?
So I did skip my workout this morning because I was barely trying to get up out the bed. But I have a husband who believes in me and really wants what's best for me. So he knew getting me out of the bed was important. So he helped to kind of like, I guess, motivate me to say, I can get through this. I know it's hard. I can feel what I feel, but I know you got stuff you need to get done that you wanted to get done today. So my social in that sense is really good. And then what was the other one?
I think you covered it.
Oh, my physical? Yeah. But I am drinking my water.
Yes.
I've eaten well. Like, they definitely was portion control for lunch. Because they gave us a little bit. We had Thai food for lunch. You were on lockdown.
Yeah.
We was trying. I was like, is she there?
Yeah, no, I think I was in a session when I heard you come in.
I was like, is she there? I'm all loud. See, I'm going on the board. But so yeah, I'm doing the things, but I did skip my workout, and I'm aware of skipping it today for that reason. I just also didn't physically feel like doing the extra. My goal was to, if it got a little bit weather outside, to take a quick walk, and I still may do that after I have a meeting at 3.
Okay.
So
That sounds good. I mean, sounds like you're doing the best that you can with the situation, and sometimes it's just all that we can do.
absolutely.
I would say for me mentally, also like this week has just been, I think my mood has just been like, ugh, the whole week. So I can.
This weather ain't helping.
Yeah, I think it is the weather. When it's sunnier, I'm happy, I'm outgoing. When it's gloomy, I'm just like, I just want to be on my ones. Like, I'm not talking to friends as much. I'm kind of just taking my space.
Yeah.
So that's been good in some ways, like giving myself the space that I need. And then physical wise, I went to the gym I think twice this week. On Tuesday I couldn't because it was raining, and again my mood was just like
Too much. Doing this with you.
Exactly. But I am trying to put in the effort, also drinking the water and just trying to get in my nutrients. And then mental health wise, I mean, that's what I spoke to. I think it's just like a brief like low mood stage. Socially, I think I have really good community right now where like, I have plans this weekend that I'm looking forward to. And then just like texting wise, I've been taking this step back, but I'm making plans for the next few months of like traveling, reuniting with friends.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. And spiritual, I've been doing my daily Bible readings in the mornings, but I do think I'm at a place where because it's summer and people are outside, I haven't been as like on top of my like faith practices, even church. I've been on and off. So there's work to do there, but I think it's a season thing, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. As with most things, you're not always going to do everything 100%, and sometimes you need more of it, and so you have to make sure you increase it. So when you're ready, you will.
Yeah, definitely.
Me, my mental state has been horrid this week. Very moody and up and down, and so yes. Physically, I've been doing better with. I did not go to the gym this week.
It's okay.
It's okay. But I started this new thing, so I have alarms on my phone that I put on there when I was fasting, and it was just to remind me like when was snack time, when was lunchtime. So now when the alarm goes off, which I'll have to do once this is over, when the alarm goes off, I also incorporate like a mini exercise to go with it.
Oh, nice.
So I've been doing 30 push-ups.
Oh,
And then like
30 push-ups?
What's
wall push-ups.
So
Okay.
Yeah, wall push-ups.
It still works.
But yes, 30 wall push-ups, like 30 toe touches to do the core, and then 30 squats.
Okay.
Nice.
And then that's so I've been consistent with that
Nice.
all week. Spiritually, I downloaded an app where if you're on your phone, it'll do a pop-up quiz or a pop-up scripture or a pop-up prayer.
That's cool.
But they're saying if you got time to scroll, you got time to
You got time
be with the Lord.
Yeah.
So so I'm grateful for that because because my mood has been I have not been really
So we
intentional
low
about
up in this
We
number.
We are.
But we make it do.
We are.
Lord, that's crazy.
Seriously.
Y'all on the lower end. It's the end of the month or middle of the month.
It's the
Sorry,
middle.
exactly the middle. So
Yeah.
only up from here.
Amen. Hopefully.
Yes.
Goodness. So if you're with us, please also comment how you've been doing bio, psychosocial, and spiritual. And we'll try to tap in and kind of respond or engage with you as well. Okay, so moving on now, let's talk a bit more about the biopsychosocial model and just what it means when it comes to mental health. So this model is a holistic framework for understanding mental health and mental illness. It emphasizes that mental health is influenced by the complex interaction of our biological, psychological, social, and spiritual factors. And rather than, there being a single cause for what's going on with our mental well-being. When it comes to the biological factors, this includes things like genetics, family history of mental illness can increase vulnerability. Also neurochemistry, where imbalances in neurotransmitters like serotonin or dopamine can influence mood and behavior. Brain structure/function, so injuries or abnormalities in the brain areas can affect emotion regulation. Also physical health conditions, chronic illness, pain, or hormonal changes can contribute to psychological distress. And lastly, substance use, so drugs and alcohol can trigger or worsen mental health conditions. Okay. And I know when we spoke about physical, we were talking about like our eating, our diet, our hydration. I think even sometimes hormones can play a big role into it. And
absolutely.
Right. And even things, yeah. Like that's, as women, we know the transitions that we go through. And so it's important even to know when to give yourself more grace. If you are PMSing or like PMDD, postpartum depression, or whatever else is going on. All right. Next is psychological factors. And this involves individuals' thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, and our coping mechanisms. One is personality traits. Some traits, such as perfectionism, low self-esteem, can increase our risk to mental illness. Also, cognitive patterns, negative thinking, irrational beliefs, or rumination or overthinking may contribute to disorders like depression or anxiety. Trauma and past experiences, like early childhood trauma, abuse, or neglect, can have long-term mental health effects. And lastly, our coping skills. So poor stress management and maladaptive coping, like avoidance, can worsen our symptoms. Okay. And then next we have social factors. I know it's a lot more like reading off. Next we have social factors, and this.
Hey, guy.
He's like looking directly
right in our face.
What y'all doing?
Seriously. He's like, "Girl, looking at me." Sorry, guys. Next is social factors, which involve the broader environment and relationships. So this includes family and support systems. A strong support network can be protective, while isolation can worsen outcomes. So like Sharea mentioned, just having her husband is a big one. And I'm sure for us to just having like partners, friends, everyone else is helpful. Your babies, hopefully. Move along, please. Happy Mother's Day, guys.
On that note, and it's a maternal mental health month as well. Oh, goodness.
No.
Yeah, we are on it today.
Yeah.
We were honest about where we were.
Yeah.
Rewind if you didn't see where we said we are in the biopsychosocial ourselves.
It's a check-in. Come as you are.
It's a real thing.
Yeah. Well, next is cultural and societal influences. So stigma, discrimination, and societal expectations affects mental health, economic status, poverty, job insecurity, or housing instability, life events.
America.
Right.
Right.
And even just the state of the economy is even worse and worse. Next is life events. So major changes like divorce, job loss, bereavements can trigger mental health issues. And of course, access to care, so availability of and attitudes towards mental health services impact diagnosis and treatment.
So we're gonna have an increase of all these things if we think about the world that we're in right now. But I also think like one of the things you said was stigma. I was thinking about this recently when it came to someone that I was dealing with around like getting someone they love help, and how easy it was for them to really want it to be medical. And I just was like, so what if it's not? Like, why is that a bad thing? Like, why are we looking at resolving a concern as a bad thing regardless, right? Because the diagnosis helps you to get the treatment. And so if we get a misdiagnosis because we want it to be medical so badly, you're also putting medicine on something that may not resolve the actual core issue. And so it's just interesting how much stigma there still is around mental health when it comes to like the biopsychosocial part,
Mhm.
we can handle getting a medical diagnosis, diabetes, heart disease. We can handle those things and have these conversations that are freely open about them.
Yeah.
But if it's a mental health or the possibility of a mental health, all of a sudden there's some kind of like something's wrong with me.
Mhm.
You ain't think nothing was wrong with you when you got the diabetes. And I'm not saying you shouldn't think something was wrong, but you also should balance it with there's treatment that can be put into
Right.
place. They have a better treatment system when they know the right diagnosis.
Mhm.
The same should be true for mental health. Like that bothers me so much when I hear like I just was like, oh, I don't know what else to tell a person. And I said that to him. I was like, I don't know what else to tell you. I can't make you feel better about it.
Right.
And I'm in that mood this week. So,
You get it directly or you don't get it.
no, you ain't getting. I probably not. This is not the week to come to Sharea. I was just like, well, that's really the only response I can give you. Everything else would be dishonest,
Mhm.
and I'm not going to do that to you because I do care about you. But I can't make you feel better about something that doesn't need you to feel better about. It's a treatment.
Mhm.
It's a plan now that you can have because you have the right diagnosis. So stigma is still such a huge thing in our, and I knew it, but it's just when it hits you, you're just like, wait, what? What are we just talking?
Yeah.
Like, especially because now, people talk about anxiety, talk about
Mhm.
depression, they talk about it. So you kind of think people are
It's
getting
more
it.
common, yeah.
But now it's like, wait, what? I had to like check myself for a second. I was like, oh, you still live in that world, Sharea.
Mhm.
But when he's looking at the medical approach, is he thinking about medications for the mental health issue?
Yeah,
Okay.
but that's it.
Okay.
I
Instead of
can
dealing with.
take a pill from the primary doctor,
Mhm.
but I don't want to go talk to no therapist because something's wrong with me.
Okay. Yeah.
How does that sound? Like the stigma having to work out what got you there might be
Right.
helpful
Mm-hmm.
because that medicine may not even do anything besides regulate occasional.
Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah.
A symptom, a small symptom.
And then when you're triggered by something, it's
What are you gonna do?
Mhm.
Yeah, like you have no skills, you have no strategies,
Mhm.
but you think that means something's wrong with you. I'm like, no. All of us could use some strategies.
Mhm.
Also, something is wrong. Like something is wrong, and
Exactly. Well, that was my first thing. Like, but you wouldn't say that if it was anything else.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You would go back to the doctor and ask for what else could I do with, right? Don't they help you manage your diabetes with more than just medication?
Right.
Mhm.
And you hear that, but now but then I also think we do a poor job with those kind of illnesses too. But so anyway,
Yeah.
because we are into the medical part.
Mhm.
The medical response is much easier than the actual psychosocial
Mhm.
part that we would have to do, like get the support, get the skills, get the physical activity in, all of those things.
Mhm.
Like, anyway, off my soapbox.
Mhm.
And as a
True.
society, I just feel like we're more reactive than preventative. We're proactive. So it's like, okay, I may already have the knowledge that either this medical diagnosis or these mental health issues like are in my family, and instead of me doing something before it's out of hand, even if it is diabetes, so maybe I won't eat all the sugars, but instead of doing that, it's like I'll wait until now I'm getting lightheaded every 2 seconds. Now I gotta go to the doctor, or I'm fearing I'm not gonna. So I'm suffering silence because I don't want to go to the doctor because I have a feeling of what they might say. And it's the same thing we do like for our mental health, and it's unfortunate. And I agree with you on in the mental health
Quality of
field.
life too.
Yeah.
It's like eventually it catches up with you with any of them.
Exactly.
Like I just always wonder, like, when did you think it wasn't going to impact your quality of life eventually?
Mhm.
Like you think you're going to hide it out in your back of your closet? Like it's not an outfit. Like it's not a size that you can't fit no more. It's real life. You got to go in there and go forward.
And that's when we're surprised when it's like, oh, someone had to, check themselves in because they had a mental breakdown.
So how did we get there?
Yeah,
like it just happened overnight.
Seriously.
They woke up this morning and had a major breakdown.
Mhm.
Like that's average. That doesn't happen often.
Right.
Yeah.
Not saying it never happens,
Right.
but in the likelihood that it happened that way is
Mhm.
very, very low.
Mhm.
Like,
Completely. Yeah. Well, last.
sorry, back to myself.
No, yeah.
Off my
I needed
soapbox.
tangents. Last, we have spiritual factors, and spiritual beliefs often help individuals make sense of suffering, trauma, and life challenges. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And this sense of meaning can foster hope, resilience, and emotional strength. Also, coping mechanisms like prayer, meditation, mindfulness, and spiritual reflection are common tools used to reduce anxiety, depression, and stress. Also, just identity formation. For many
Yeah.
people, spirituality is central to self-concept, which can strengthen self-esteem and personal values. Community and belonging fits right in there. There's physiological benefits where meditation and mindfulness and prayer have been shown to lower blood pressure, reduce cortisol levels, and activate calming areas in the brain.
Absolutely. I think it's also important to remember that you define that just same way when we think about identity, when it comes to our spiritual definition of spirituality. I like the fact that you gave examples of multitude of practices depending upon your own spiritual self. And so being able to define it for yourself, but knowing that it helps to help you be self-actualized, to be able to identify whatever spirituality means to you or doesn't mean to you, right? But it doesn't need to be religious for it to be spiritual, for you to be able to practice something that will give you hope, to give you some connection to you, something higher than you and or connected to you, right? So if you are a person of nature, right? Finding those methods that are actually going to make you survive and see beyond this moment when it comes to things like hope or faith.
Completely. Yeah. So don't hear spirituality and just think, oh, this is not for me. Like this, you can adapt it to yourself, whatever gives you that sense of purpose. Right. So now we're looking at how to incorporate this model into our wellness practices. Incorporating the biopsychosocial spiritual BPSS model into daily wellness practices means taking a holistic approach to mental and emotional well-being. So when we look at biological wellness practices, this can include regular movements, so exercise, yoga, walking, or stretching for 20 to 30 minutes a day. Also balanced nutrition, eating nutrients-rich meals that fuel energy and mood.
Remember these tips because these are your wellness tips. We're not doing them again.
Exactly.
Write it down, please.
Also sleep hygiene, so maintaining consistent sleep routines and aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality rest.
7 to 9.
Yeah.
I didn't get that. Okay.
And I think women are meant to get like 9 to 10.
Even more? Ooh, I'm way off. I have to do better.
Yeah, same. Also limiting substances, so reducing caffeine, alcohol, and other substances that impact mental health. Caffeine.
Yeah, that impacts.
And lastly, medical care, so keeping up with regular checkups and managing chronic conditions proactively. Yeah, it's actually true though with substances. I know for me, like I drink, when I'm going out or even just a glass of wine at night. But if I'm having a really like low mood or I'm just sad, I don't touch any alcohol because it's easy to get into that trap of relying on it to cope. And so it's important to know oneself and know like what moods are important to just abstain and do other forms of self-care or coping.
Absolutely. I think that's extremely important. Like that balance, you don't have to stop it, but you have to know when this is now becoming a crutch to what my behavior might be, right? Versus what I'm actually not willing to deal with. And so,
and that's with anything, being self-aware. Where do I turn or what do I lean to when I'm in that mood? Whether it's food or drinks or substances or people
or negative self-worth, negative thinking, self-sabotaging,
Exactly.
right? Like there's things that can easily start spiraling out just by having the beginning of a low mood.
Right.
Seriously. Like if we were cursing somebody out.
Because it's just like, hey, I'm sad, so I want the whole world sad with me.
That was me when I was driving to work. Like the slow person in front of me, like,
come on.
I'm like going off in my car. I'm like,
I actually pulled myself into the slower lane because of it today. I did, because I was so upset with the person in front of me, and I was like, Sharea, what are you doing? Like, I trying to time yourself out. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm like, I ain't in no rush. Time yourself out. Get out the middle lane. You don't belong there today.
Seriously.
That's funny because that's what I'm like, that happened today.
No, that was me this morning.
And it's so quick you don't even recognize that you're doing it, but you're not realizing where it's coming from. Yeah. So self-awareness
is key. Well, next we have psychological wellness practices, and this includes journaling, reflecting on emotions, experiences, and thoughts regularly. And if you're someone who doesn't enjoy writing, you can also do audio journals and just do that voice memo or even recording if you want to look at yourself. Next is mindful.
You want to look at yourself?
No, like some clients actually love to look at themselves while they're
Like journaling?
pouring their hearts out.
Vlogging.
Yeah, they're like, oh my god, like they'll set up the camera and like, hey guys, I feel really bad today. Listen, if it works, it works.
No, I'm not judging. No judgment. No judgment zone. I'm just ain't doing all that.
Yeah.
But I will be on the floor, so pick me up later. So I guess there's no difference. Y'all, who am I to judge? I'm on the floor while you're in the ball.
Put a cover over me, just seriously, all right.
Step around me. The world
It's so
is
dramatic though.
Yes.
Like you're rolling around.
I told you I'm a Leo. They come all the way out when my emotions get roused. Like, everything got to be like, girl, sit down. I told myself this morning, get out the lane. Look at how you acted.
Like,
Yeah.
I never even think about a drink. I got enough drama. I didn't even think about that. A lot of people go to those things. No. I gotta act like, get me out the bed. No, I'm joking.
see, I think that's the difference between like feeling it all extremely versus avoiding it all. I think I'm an avoidant person, so I'm like, I just wanna like suppress, get away from it, leave it. Yeah.
Because I want this over. Look, I want this over. Because I got to get back up. Or I also, because of my faith, I know that this too will pass. And because of that, I don't want it to pass where it's stuck. So it's like, I need to get this out. Maybe not as dramatic. I wouldn't recommend everybody jump on the floor.
You know, I'm about the drama too.
Yeah.
I'm about the drama, about that drama life.
But I am.
Self-awareness.
That way since a child.
Yeah.
My mama would tell you like, I'm my baby. That's the first thing. Whenever I had a bad thing, she'd be like, how my baby doing? Oh my God, it's over. When I broke up with my first love, she was like, can we just go shopping? I'm like, no, I need She was trying everything. I love you, Mom. Rest in peace.
That's me. And I would be the client that before videoing was a thing, I would look in the mirror and just look at myself. And then because I look so sad, like, you know, you take that pause and you're like, and that made me cry even harder. That's me.
Thank you for that one.
Me.
I have no judgment because I'm on the floor right in the mirror.
I'm right in the mirror like,
she in the house like, I'm going. You look so sad. Face like, I'm done with this.
I'm just like,
can y'all get this together?
I'm so. I'll cry, but I'm just like, okay. Let
Let me get it together.
Like, you're looking in the mirror.
I know, that is hilarious.
yes, I would go to the bathroom and cry and then look at myself like, you know.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
You look so
like you feeling it.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Look at you hurting.
I ain't got time for no extra materials. I gotta fall down.
Oh, my life is a movie.
Yeah, my life is so bad.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
So
but it makes sense too because it's also like emoting. You want to see what it feels like.
Yeah.
Like,
What does it look like? What do I look like being so sad? It just makes me sad.
it's like when you listen to sad music.
Oh my God.
You already sad.
Oh yes.
that's
My first breakup, I went and I listened to Let It Burn. But
Oh, Lord.
and I was across the bed.
Oh God.
I was on like my 8th by then. That song, I'm like, you're a baby, man. Hey, your first love was that song.
I just laid across the bed and just cried my eyes out. But
you remember the song from Love and Basketball? You Made a Fool of Me? Oh, don't put that song on. That was mine.
Oh Lord.
I'm acting like the end of the world has come. Like to this day, whenever I hear that song, it makes me think of my breakup. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. I don't know how we got
There's
here.
different ways to cope, basically, guys. Like, bottom line, cope.
Get it out.
end of the
Yes.
spectrum.
But get it out for sure. For sure. And if you're also watching, put in the comments how you cope. Like, how do you process grief or sadness or whatever else? But back to this. Next, we have mindfulness or meditation, setting aside 5 to 10 minutes daily to be present and calm your mind. self-compassion, therapy or coaching, and lastly, goal setting as well to break things into smaller, manageable steps.
Absolutely. I think to just grab this one really quickly, like when we think about grounding activities, for me, that's extremely important to practice, not just to teach as a therapist, because it helps me to get through even difficult sessions in the time in between sessions. So for me, I feel like these are the most practical ones that people just don't use because they don't know how to. And so I always say, think of it like a small thing you can do in the moment to change your mood and or distract you from the severity of the mood that you were in. It don't have to be perfect. It don't have to be like, oh, I did a guided meditation for 37 minutes. No, I did it for one. And I made it so that I could actually think straight a little bit more to get home safely. Right? So thinking about the ones that you just listed, those are all really important ways to keep yourself in the moment, but also to get yourself to survive things that might get more difficult. Because it's not like it's going to stop the mood. It's not like it's going to take it away. But what it does is it gives you it gives your brain and your body a chance to regulate, which means your nervous system, which is impacted by your mood, your everything, right? Gives a chance to say, all right, I can survive this, right? So breathe.
Yeah, breathe.
Yeah. And breathe is a practice to breathe, not just that we do every day, but to literally learn how to, in the moment, take yourself down from a high to a low and to really kind of monitor your breath to see if it's shorter than it actually needs to be for you to really be okay.
Facts.
Especially when you're sad, because I mean, right now, my breaths are shorter because I'm working harder because I'm also feeling sadder. So.
Definitely. And then for social wellness, I'm just gonna breeze through. We have meaningful conversations, like what we're doing now. Like this is actually helpful to just lift my mood as well.
To laugh at her in the mirror.
Seriously,
I was feeling mighty low this morning.
But it's good. Get it out.
Yeah.
I feel like if you grew up in this day and age, you'd be a TikToker who like cries on camera.
I probably would. It was just so scary. Listen and don't judge. That's what you do. That's what you do. But it's so. But yeah, I probably would.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like, guess what, guys?
And I'll be one of those video bloggers that just watch
Like,
my day. I fell on the floor. I ain't crying. I need somebody to actually catch me. Everybody got a camera on you.
Set the camera up and then fall.
And she come back reflective.
Seriously,
Now
I come back
it's over.
after I've cried.
Now that the story
I'll disappear for like 2 months. Hey guys, I'm back.
I hope everyone's been well.
No, yeah.
I've had some struggles.
And that's still me to this day. It's crazy. Meaningful conversation.
Guess your signs.
Yeah, no, actually though.
Because they all fit.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
That's crazy. Joining groups, like clubs, support groups, or volunteer opportunities. Also with boundaries, saying no when it's needed and protecting your energy. Asking for help, so seeking support when you're overwhelmed or struggling. And lastly, affirming connection. So express gratitude and appreciation in your relationships.
Yep, those last two, asking for help and affirming something that's extremely important, no matter if you're having a good mood or not. Like, always remember, the people who really care for you deserve to be told that. Like, you see them and you want to appreciate them because they're gonna be there. Like I always say, everything. My friends that have been with me, they have been there.
Yeah.
They deserve to know that they matter to me.
Yeah.
So.
Completely. Right, and then lastly, we have our spiritual wellness practices, and this can include daily reflection, spending time reflecting on what gives you your life meaning or purpose. Also, prayer or sacred readings, engaging in spiritual text or prayer that aligns with your beliefs, nature connection, which is I love, spending time outdoors to foster awe and groundedness, acts of service, helping others as an expression of your own values and purpose. And lastly, rituals and routine. So creating simple spiritual rituals like lighting a candle, breathing before meals, or gratitude practices.
Awesome.
Okay. So to wrap it up for today, this biopsycho social spiritual model encourages us to have a comprehensive and individualized approach to our mental health care. Instead of focusing solely on the symptoms or biology, it helps us consider ourselves as a whole person. Our body, our mind, and our environment, when building self-awareness and practicing self-care to preserve our mental health and well-being. And so try to implement what we've talked about today into your daily routines and see the changes that it makes into your overall functioning and even just your ability to show up for yourself and for others.
Absolutely. I don't even think we need to do the wellness tips because the last ones, they're more than what we normally do.
Yeah.
So hit rewind if you need those tips, bring them back to you. But I also like the idea of, if you don't mind, at some point, maybe putting a few under each, just in the comment section, because those are all really good examples of each biopsychosocial, spiritual. Like, the biopsychosocial, spiritual. I wonder why they didn't put culture.
I feel like that would go into social.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Or,
But of course,
or it could actually string through all of them.
Right. Because even spiritual, they applied into all of them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. Grateful. I mean, you want to practice gratitude?
Yes, we're gonna practice gratitude today.
Yes.
So what are you grateful for
I
today?
gotta take a deep breath. Let me see.
I'm grateful for community,
Yes.
like this community, because I was not having a good day. I too wanted to stay in my bed this morning. But this, knowing that you can come to a place where even if you're not in the best mood, that's accepted and you can sit with that.
That's right.
I'm gonna co-sign that. I ain't got nothing else to say.
Honestly, say.
Sorry, Alexis. You are our strength. You got us.
That's because I saw how sad I looked in the mirror.
I'm
I
so.
was like, I'll never look this sad again.
We second and third that.
Yeah.
I think that was good. I don't think we're gonna go anymore.
Yeah, not at all. Community.
Affirmation.
Affirmations.
Jesus.
This too will pass. It's just a season.
My Jesus loves me.
God will withhold no good thing. It's coming up in my spirit.
Yes. I love that.
Y'all take care, because
Gotta go.
put in the comment section your affirmation and what you're grateful for. I appreciate y'all listening to us. If you haven't already, make sure you actually watch back the videos, because if you're here live, you don't have to. But I also want to make sure that if you are interested in us talking about a specific topic, please make sure to put it in the comments, because we will be able to go back and see it in terms of just wanting to know what you would like us to talk about on this Emotional Health Thursday. For now, we are going to stick with the things that we've done around awareness months and also what's just going on.
For sure.
Y'all be well.
Thanks, guys.